Good evening, God's little children. It's journal time. Grab your supplies. Let's sit down and enjoy this exercise. Let's get some mental and spiritual healing, medicine, therapy, whatever you may call it. Today's topic for the 28th is struggle. And the quote on the day of the day on that journal entry is, "At the end of the day, we can endure more than we think." And I can't begin to think how true it is that we're always going to struggle. Struggle is everywhere we go. I've been through plenty of struggles, through gambling addiction, through being overweight and having extreme health issues, to being a single parent, to being in a broken home, to having struggle getting up and having good attendance at work, struggling with being impulsive, struggling with being a failure, struggle with anxiety, depression, whatever, anything that you guys probably are going through, I've probably been through it. I've been through a lot of struggles. But the thing about struggling that is so important for us to know is if we are where we are today, then it is a eye-opening situation to know that no matter what we struggle with, we're going to always get through it. And you want to know how? Because we have a God in our life. Our struggles are here, and He has helped us through them through this point. And in this journal entry, we're going to talk about, how our struggles strengthen us. So let's go to that. So, as we already read the quote, it says, "At the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think," and that's by Frida Kahlo, and that is so very true. And the question is, what struggle has given you incredible strength, and how did it strengthen you? Are you facing struggle right now that is testing your limits? Question 1, and the example to go along with it, it says, Question 1, Part 1, the struggle that has given me incredible strength, and the example I put down there is the struggle that has given me incredible strength is my being raised in a home where education wasn't important and I had no one to guide me outside of school. And then you put your response, whatever your response may be for your struggle. And you can have more than one. This is your exercise in your journal. So whatever struggle that you've been through that has provided you strength to where you are now, add that on there. And then for question 1, part 2, it said this strengthened me because, and the example I had, is it strengthened me because I had the responsibility of leaning on myself and finding ways to have the determination to make sure I did what I could to be properly educated, to be properly educated myself for the future. I now hold the ability to teach, learn, and educate myself in any area of my life because I had to learn from the start on my own. Like I said, these are just examples that you can put. Well, this is the example that I put for you guys to see, so you can see where you can lean on and respond in these different types of ways. Like I said, your response doesn't have to be this. And then in question 2, it says, "I am facing a struggle," or "I am not facing a struggle, but in the past." So for example 1, it says, "I am facing a struggle right now that is really causing stress and anxiety in my life. It's starting to make me have doubts in life, and I am ready to find some relief." And then example 2, for if you're not facing any struggle, says, I'm not currently facing a struggle, but in the past, struggle was a huge issue, and I found it less stressful by turning to God and allowing Him to take the control on my situation and ask Him to comfort me in the times of struggle, seeing that I couldn't find myself getting the struggle under control alone. And I think that that's a really good example for you guys to put on there, because we have to understand that God is the true answer to all of our struggles, okay? So it's important to know that we're going to always struggle. But when you take the struggles out of your control and you give it over to God and say, "God, I don't want this, I'm going to leave this in your hands to take care of it," and you focus on Him, when you start to focus on Him and you have your eyes and your mind set on the Lord and allow Him to take care of your struggles become less stressful, and you learn to peacefully get through them. Like I too still struggle with things, but now my struggle shifted to I can handle them more peacefully. I know how to get through them, and when I do start to struggle, I immediately give it over to Him, because I know that I can't take care of those struggles on my own. I let Him take care of that for me. And then on here, I thought it was really nice to add a little tip for you guys about struggle. It says, where there is struggle, there is no strength. Struggling and getting over those struggles builds endurance and character. So if you have no struggle, how are you going to know how to strengthen yourself to get through other things that come through your life? So it's important to know that struggle builds strength. It is okay to go through struggles. We're going to have them all the time. And the best thing about them is they are like stepping blocks. Like the struggles that you went through, when you get past them, just imagine how you're building yourself up to know that I can get through anything. And and with God's help, you will get through anything. And then, of course, as always, I love adding in the encouraging Bible verses because this allows you to know how God sees struggle in the Bible. And then it encourages you, if you're going through struggles, like listen to his words in scripture. And the first one is, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. He's always there for you. That is Psalms 46:1. The next one reads, the Lord gives strength to his people. The Lord blesses his people with peace. When you keep your mind on him, those who keep their mind and eyes on him, you have so much peace. Don't worry. He is here to bless you. He is here to bless you with peace. And then the last one, and that's Psalm 29:11. And the last one is, we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. And that's 2 Corinthians scripture 4 verses 8-9. And I love the part of that last one in 2 Corinthians 4, 8-9. Struck down, but not destroyed. If you are struggling right now and you're here today to talk about that struggle, you're not destroyed. And you're going to make it through the next struggle. And if you find yourself struggling, just know that you can give it over to God and he will take care of it for you. So I hope that this helps someone, anyone who is in struggle. Just remember that if there is no struggle, there is no strength. And I hope that this helps you and you find peace, and may peace be with you. See you in the next.